let's start 2021. I went in for just a normal annual like clockwork, and my doctor, she called me back, y'all. So you get a call back, you're like, what? I know you ain't calling me back. She like, no, it's nothing like that. I'm like, oh, okay. She like, but your sugar levels came back high. I'm like, sugar levels? She like, yeah. So she was like, so I believe you may be pre-diabetic. She was like, but you want to go get you a primary care physician so they can confirm that, and also go ahead and get you started on whatever process you need to get started on. Okay, cool. So instead of me going to get a doctor, y'all, I called my mama because she's type 2 diabetic. So I was like, let me call her and see what she think about this. So she's asked me all these questions. I'm like, girl, they didn't really give me no numbers, because at that time I really did not know my A1C. I didn't know what it was, but they just kept saying it's high. So she was just like, well, you can reverse it. You can go ahead and just start eating healthier, working out. You should be okay. Okay. But being young and dumb, I didn't even go attempt to go to the doctor. I just like, I'm going to change my lifestyle. So I did. I changed my lifestyle, you guys. I started eating healthier. I started working out. I actually started going to the gym, which is something I really never did. But I started going to the gym, and I actually started to love the gym. So once I started to love the gym, then I'm Googling different exercises that help burn fat. So now I'm into weight training. So I'm lifting heavy. Everything's great. I'm losing weight. And I did, y'all. I lost 60 pounds on my own. Give it up for me. Give it up for me. I lost all that weight by myself, just in the gym, being consistent and eating better. I wasn't really thinking in the mindset of a diabetic. I was just thinking like, I'm just losing weight. So I was still ingesting sugar in areas I didn't even recognize. So my sugar levels were still high, even though I was losing weight. So fast forward to 2023, when I'm in Florida now, and I had a episode where I literally passed out, y'all, and was admitted into the hospital. Passed out. Now I'm in the hospital. Why am I in the hospital? I get there, they like, girl, you are dehydrated. Have you been drinking water? I'm like, yeah, I drink water. I'm living in Florida. I better be drinking water, okay? So they're like, you're super dehydrated. So they started pumping me up with fluids, and then they ran all the labs. I know you lying. I know you lying. So they ran all the tests. Everything came back great, except what? You guessed it. Sugar. They're like, your sugar kind of high, girl. Are you diabetic? I'm like, well, I was told I was pre-diabetic a couple years ago, but I lost weight. It should be great. So they're like, okay, well, we're going to put you on something called metformin. And if you're diabetic, and if you are, in that realm, metformin is like the first go-to that doctors give you. It's basically like a pill you take, and it helps cleanse all that sugar out of you. So they put me on that, and it definitely cleansed me out. My mom was like, I think you should go get a glucose monitor just so we could keep an eye on your sugar levels. I'm like, okay. So we did all that, and my sugar levels were really high, y'all. They were in the 200s. Now, I've heard other people say theirs were in the 500s, so I ain't that bad. But I definitely was in the 200s, which is still too high. Still too high. The summer of 2024 is when all hell broke loose, and this is where I literally had to get it together. So summer 2024, I developed an abscess behind my left breast, like my left nipple. It was like almost like a golf ball. I feel like it was a little bigger than a golf ball. Like my breast it had swollen up so big, it was crazy. but I had like a golf ball size abscess behind my left nipple. So when it's in your breast, like, as women, immediately, what we thinking? Cancer! Oh my God, you know, so I'm freaking out because I'm like, I've never had this ever happen to me before. So I go in, like, I just couldn't take it one day. I had to leave work. Well, I think I made it through the whole work day. And I was like, I need to go to the ER. So go to the ER, you guys. And they admit me. Everything's great. They're getting me prepped. They're trying to figure out what it is. I'm like, I really just think it's pus. Like, just an infection. But it just happened to grow in my breast. So ain't nobody hearing me, really. But they do the ultrasound. They do everything needed. I have to be admitted because they're like, you're going to need to get a surgery. What you mean, y'all? Y'all, I have never had any like serious health issues my entire life. And then now I'm in my 30s and this is like my first real big health scare. So she like, surgery? I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? So I'm admitted. And this is why the Lord brought me back to North Carolina. Ultimately, this is how I feel. Because who knew I was going to go through all this stuff? And imagine me going through all this stuff alone. You know what I'm saying? I needed my mama. Shoot, I needed my family. But they admit me. And I have a male surgeon that comes in. And I'm just in my head like, he not finna do nothing. Like... So what I was thinking is that they were just going to cut my breast open and just let it drain. But no. He comes in, does the ultrasound to find the abscess. I'm like, it's clear as day. It's literally right here. You can see it. He goes in, instead of cutting me open and just letting it drain, he goes in with a syringe and is trying to pull the pus out of my, out of the breast. And as soon as he was done, I was just like, it's not enough. Like, you didn't pull out enough. It's still full. I still feel it hurts. It's still full. So they was like, okay, give it a couple days. It might go down. The nurse was like, well, just give it a couple days and see if it'll go down. I'm like, it's not, but okay. So 2 days go by. It did not go down. They referred me to an oncologist. So you hear oncologist, you like, what? Cancer? Again, having another freak out moment. So they hooked me up with this oncologist, but honestly, y'all, she was sent from God. Literally, this lady was heaven sent. She made my entire process amazing. Because when I came in, we even had a heart-to-heart. I came in and I was just so defeated. Because also, during this time, I had found out I was pregnant. So, imagine, have this golf ball size abscess that's killing you and hurting you in your breast. You don't know if it's cancer or not or whatever. You know, you're not trying to speak it over your life, but you know, all these thoughts go through your head. And then you're pregnant. I'm just like, I don't need this right now. I don't need this. So... ultimately, I ended up miscarrying because I just knew I was going to miscarry. I was stressed out. They had me on different like painkillers. They weren't trying to give me too many because they knew I was pregnant, but I was in pain. So I just knew like the fetus is not going to make it. It's not. It was a lot, y'all. I was going through so much mentally. My oncologist was just like, you came in, you were just so defeated. I was like, I was. Go in, see this oncologist. And immediately she greets me with smiles. She's like, I'm my doctor. And she was just like, I know you've been going through a lot. She's like, I've really been reading up on your file and I get it. You know, she was like, so I just want to make this as easy as possible for you because I already know you're probably just not in the best of spirits right now. I'm like, girl, yeah. So she immediately examines me. And she's like, oh, we're just going to cut this right on open. I'm like, thank you. And I was telling her what happened. She was like, yeah, no, And she was like, and then him syringing it didn't even, he put pain, like numbing pain in me, but I felt it. She was like, he probably didn't even give it a chance. He immediately went right in and sucked all the pain medication right back out, and that's why you could feel it, but that didn't take out anything. I was like, exactly. So she prepped me. She took her time. She told me, she explained to me everything that she was doing. She did the numbing, put the needle in my boob, numb me up real good, and she let it settle, gave it time. And next thing you know, she was cutting me open. I didn't even know. And it was just draining, y'all. I know this is TMI, but it drained so bad. Just like a bunch of milk just flooding out of my boob. And I felt immediately relieved. And she was like, you're gonna feel so much better. I'm like, I already feel it, like it's going down. So she pushed it all out, and ultimately she told me, she was like, you're probably gonna come back. She was like, I'm gonna be honest with you. She was like, it's probably gonna happen again. She was like, because your body is just full of sugar, babe. You're so sweet. She literally said that. She was just like, you're so sweet and your body's full of sugar, so it's going to try to purge, and you have a good immune system that is going to purge itself. She was like, unfortunately, your infection pocket is in your breast. She was like, so that's not good. So she was right. I ended up going back maybe 3 or 4 times to have her cut it open, because I had a couple more flare-ups after that. But I will say the flare-ups got better and better each time. But still, it's a flare-up. Like, you don't want to, in your breast. So by the last time I went, oh, I skipped over the most important part. Oh my God. Okay, so I find me an amazing primary care physician, and I'm telling her my story about my weight loss and things like that. And she's like, oh, okay. So I told her I was already on metformin, but I hated metformin. Hated it. I just didn't like the way it made me feel. I didn't like those random bursts of having to go to the bathroom. Like, I was like, I don't like it. So she was like, well, you do know there's things out here like Ozempic. And she was like, were you interested in something like that? I was like, absolutely. Yes, baby. Because at this time, I'm just now starting to hear about Ozempic. I'm just now starting to get put on to it. And I'm like, I honestly thought it was just a weight loss drug. I didn't know it was actually insulin. So once she explained to me what there were, she was like, it's insulin. She was like, in your case, you're type 2 diabetic. She was like, let's go ahead and diagnose you. Your A1C is at a 10.5. It's high, okay? And she was like, and the fact that you are in the gym, you are active, and you've already lost 60 pounds, she was like, that tells me you're dedicated to getting healthier. So I don't mind putting you on this insulin. I'm like, okay. I look at my mama, because you know my mom wasn't with me. I look at my mama, she like, I think it's a good idea. I'm like, okay. So she ends up prescribing me Mounjaro. Am I saying it right? Mounjaro, or is it Mounjaro? That I ended up starting that, and I heard amazing things about it. So I did my research on it, and I was like, okay, this could be great for me. So they start me on the lowest dosage, which is like a 0.25. Then you go up like every month. So the highest is like 12.5. So I'm taking my insulin, still working out, still eating right. At this point, I didn't took a diabetic course, so I know like what foods are good for me and what are bad for me. So now I'm a little more educated on what I need to be ingesting. So I'm on Mounjaro, bumping it up. I'm not really seeing a drop in weight on the scale, but I am noticing that my midsection is shrinking expeditiously. Now, if you've known me and have seen me in person and things like that, I carry all my weight in my midsection. So I'm used to just having a big belly. And even with doing weight loss, I was shrinking everywhere else, but I just felt like my stomach was never going anywhere. And now that I know that I'm type 2 diabetic, and now that I know that insulin just sits in your stomach, in your gut. I'm like, wow, like I didn't know like this is the reason why I could never just lose the weight in my stomach. So once I got on the insulin, oh, stomach shrinking. I mean, flat. Now my body is starting to really carve out. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, your body real tea up on all this fat. Yes, ma'am. So taking my insulin, I didn't reach the top. Now, to God be the glory. My A1C is at a 5. And I've only been on the insulin for like 6 months. Isn't God good? Like, whew. Then knowing that my A1C is down to a 5, my oncologist is like, okay, I'm ready to perform this surgery. I'm like, girl, what? Another surgery? So yes, she's like, she wants to perform another surgery on my breast. And I'm like, well, what is this for? She's like, well, it's just uneasy. She's like, I don't want you to still have that milk duct that continues to get infected just sitting in your system, because we don't want it to grow into something more. So I'm like, okay. So we had to go back in, and she said, I feel better performing this surgery knowing that your A1C is down to a 5. So I'm like, okay. She was like, because if your A1C was still high, she was like, I wouldn't even be bringing this up right now. She was like, but the fact that you were able to get your A1C from a 10 to a 5, I feel good with moving forward. She was like, because I don't feel like you're going to have any more infections moving forward. I'm like, amen. God is good. So she performed a surgery where she basically removed my milk duct, which was the part of my breast that was continuing to get infected. So she removed that. Unfortunately, if I decide to breastfeed, I won't be able to breastfeed out that one breast. But hey, that's why the Lord gave me 2. He gave me 2. So, and who knows? I might not even be a breastfeeding mama. So, but she removed it. Surgery went amazing. And now I'm back to my regular scheduled program, because during this whole thing, I haven't really been able to be in the gym like I want to because of healing. You know, healing takes time, so I can't be out here lifting heavy and stuff. So I started embracing walking more and jogging in the meantime. And being that I'm just light on my feet, y'all, I just been out here jogging and really just upping cardio. I used to hate cardio, but I feel like I hated cardio because I was too heavy. But now that I'm light on my feet, I'm actually jogging and it feels great. Yes. So I had a mixture of working out, eating right, with a little bit of Mounjaro, and I'm in an amazing body now. Still losing weight, still toning up. I just want to tone up now. I think I'm small enough. If you're on a weight loss journey, keep going. Consistency. You know, I can sit here all day and tell you everything that I do, but at the end of the day, you gotta want to do it. You gotta want to get up and change. You gotta want to be better. At the end of the day, I can sit here and give you all the tips and tricks, but it's up to you to want to just change your mindset. And in my case, I was forced to do it because, hey, I don't want to die. I've been around people who have diabetes and have lost limbs and, you know, their sight. And diabetes is something not to play with. So when they said that, baby, I was on it. And just, it's been an ongoing journey with that. But hey, as long as you're correcting it early, don't be scared to go to the doctor. Just go. Like, just go. Go. Get it checked on. Get it looked at. Whatever it is. Just go. Take care of yourself. Inside and out. You know, y'all see me up here posting self-care. Slow morning skincare. Yeah. Take care of that outer, but also make sure you're taking care of that inside. Drink your water. Drink your water. Eat your vegetables. Eat your fruit, okay? Mostly berries, but yes, eat them. It's all right. One day at a time. But I'm healthier now. I feel better. I feel lighter. I used to be the girly that had to take a nap in the middle of the day, but now I'm up at 7 a.m., baby, and I ain't going to sleep until 10. We out here with energy. That's what it's supposed to be. So get up, get out, get some vitamin D, touch some grass, touch it, okay? Talk to God. This is the time to talk to him outside in nature. And weight training also, if you're diabetic and you're looking for ways to work out to help cut your sugar and help those levels, weight train, lift heavy, lift heavy, lift heavy. That's all I got to say, but that helps with your levels, okay? Thank God I still got my life. I still got my limbs. I still have things, you know? So, amen. God is amazing. It feels amazing.